So today I wanted to give my 6 month update to my 6 month weight loss challenge that I gave myself starting January of this year to now. The whole reason I did this was just to prove building small habits slowly is better than crash dieting and going all out, where you barely notice these changes in your life. Yet every week, every month, you're slowly dropping. It is so easy. And if you want to see how I organize that program, go back to my episode 429. And then every month I did like an update on what I was working on. And that includes diet, sleep, inflammation for a month, stress, movement, and supplementation. And you can do them in any order you want. My advice is diet should be number one or two because you need time for that to really do the damage for you after 6 months. But I picked inflammation because that's the biggest problem in my life with like gut health, food allergies, all that kind of stuff. So I picked that number one to work on and then diet for month two. So if you're interested, you can do this. You can also do this a lot faster. I just really push people on doing things slowly and building these habits. So if you're interested on how my month six went, stay tuned.
How's it going? This is Brad Williams with Over 40 Fitness Hacks, the podcast where I help you, being over 40, to fight the aging process without giving up your social life. I've been a personal trainer and gym owner for over 14 years, and I specialize in helping the over 40 crowd get to their goals. If you need a little bit of guidance, check out my show notes. I have a link to schedule a free 15-minute Zoom call, and you can ask all the questions you want. But enough of that. Let's get on with the episode.
So month six was working on stress. And I don't have a whole lot of stress in my life. And I didn't have a whole lot of problems with sleep either. That's why I bought the Whoop device and caught a bunch of different things that the trackers could catch for, metabolism purposes and really helped me out. So for stress, physical, I have some lower back issues, but I've pretty much mastered all my warm up routines and things before bed. And mental, I really don't have any mental stress. Everything's good in my life. Maybe my daughter's stressing me out at times. But compared to what I used to be running three different gyms in Orange County, oh my God, this is like a breeze. Feels like retirement. So I figured I would start doing more meditation or something similar to that. And to tell you the truth, for the whole last month, I just amped up, sleep, really focused on inflammation. I did a GI map test that I just got the results in today, and I'll have to look at it. Started moving more and not working out more. I'll just go on like an extra hike or two throughout the week when normally I would just do one. And so I was doing everything I could except meditate because I just don't really like doing that. And so I found the halfway through the month focusing on diaphragmatic breathing, which is meditation. It's just worrying about breath control. You don't even have to think about anything or meditate. I know it helps a lot of people, but I'd rather play like video games or something. So if anything, I ramped up my video game play for the month. But diaphragmatic breathing is a really unique way to breathe. It's how we're supposed to breathe anyways, where you breathing in through your nostrils, blowing out through your nostrils or your mouth, but letting your diaphragm, which sits below your lungs and rib cage, do the work. Instead of we tend to use our chest and expand our rib cage to get the deep, heavy breaths to catch up. Well, if you're breathing right all the time, you don't really ever have to catch up. And so a trick for that, you can YouTube it. And I do it during my workouts, but I started doing it before sleep. And I started noticing my resting heart rate. I can manipulate it just by doing it for 5 minutes. And say if I was sitting on my bed and around 70 or 72 beats per minute average, I could pull it down to like close to 60 just from 5 minutes. And then boom, I would go to sleep. And I do think I'm getting slightly better scores on my Whoop device than normally if I hadn't done that. The only time will tell of doing that consistently to see, but just relaxes your mind. You're not staring at a screen. And that was the other thing, not going on YouTube or TikTok or watching shows too late. As soon as I hit my bed, no devices allowed. Talk to my wife or just try to slowly go to sleep, do that diaphragmatic breathing. But just real quick, an easy way to practice is if you're lying on your back, breathing in through your nose, letting the air hit the back of your throat, not up. There is a difference. And the other thing is if you put your hands on your rib cage, you should be able to compress your rib cage with your hands to stop it from helping. And basically you breathe, not moving those. And you'll notice your belly popping up and down more than your chest does. And some people call it belly breathing, but there is a slight difference to belly breathing versus diaphragmatic breathing. I think you can still move your rib cage and get your belly to pop up, which is not what you want. You want the rib cage to stay down. That's why they call it diaphragmatic breathing. And it just trains your lungs to be more efficient with the oxygen it gets. I think it probably helps with your VO2 max and just get airs into pockets of your lungs, like in the back of your lungs, that you normally wouldn't do if you're doing the heavy chest breathing. At least that's what I was taught by another health and wellness professional a long time ago to help with my back pain when I finished surgery, and it helped immensely. So, although I do practice it when working out, I hadn't really been doing it at night, and so that's what I've been doing. So, finishing up this month of my 6-month program, I started around 215 on the Monday, and now I'm right at 201 today. I'll be definitely 200 tomorrow, and that was my goal. And that was with having a social life, which is what I preach all the time. I still partied every weekend of this entire 6 months challenge, clean Monday through Friday, party on the weekend, knowing I could undo the damage and by Friday be at a new record of at least a pound down. But this month, definitely I had to start cutting alcohol down. I probably cut it down by half just to get some more rapid weight loss going to be able to hit this marker. And lo and behold, I have till July 4th was my end date. That's where I want to take pictures, and I'll post those before and after pictures on my Facebook group if you want to check me out. And my little side bet was 200 is good. 195 would be really ripped for me. And so basically, this will be the first week of this whole 6 months that I'm not going to drink. I'm just going to hide from everybody, from my brother-in-law mostly, and just act like this weekend is going to be like it's 2 different Mondays and it's going to be perfect diet. So I plan to hit 200 tomorrow, 199 on Saturday, 199 on Sunday, 198 on Monday, 197 on Tuesday, and 196 would be the bet for July 4th. So I will have to push a little extra movement this weekend if I want to hit that extra goal. But either way, I hit my 200. I think I look great. It was the easiest thing in the world. I feel the healthiest I've ever been in my life, just really working on all these things. I still have inflammation is my number one thing. I have a new chicken and egg allergy that came out of nowhere. If you listen to my last month's update, this horrible stomach virus just wiped me out for like 6 weeks. And in the midst of that, got a nice little allergy. Now I can't eat them. So inflammation is still my biggest problem, and I'm gonna still keep working at it. I was still able to crush this challenge. And all the other things, diet, movement, supplementation, sleep, stress, I feel like I've mastered all of those. The Whoop was very crucial to the sleep, and also tracking your actual metabolism, not these calculators on Google. They get close, but they're not accurate. And so for the rest of the year, that'll just be my main concern is inflammation. So I think after this challenge, hopefully hitting 195 by July 4th, I'll definitely be a little bit more relaxed, play a little bit more on weekends. And wanting to keep my body, I'll probably have to amp up my workouts a little bit. And I think my next goal will probably be to go from 195 to 205 and try to bulk up and keep the leanness, which is a lot easier to stay ripped versus not even being close, bulking up and trying to lean out at the same time. It's just impossible. So if you're already lean, all you got to do is start adding in like 200 calories more per day, as clean as you can, high protein, and just watch your body progress and make adjustments to that. Instead of going, right now I'm at 1,500 calories, I'm not going to jump back up to like 2,500 calories. I'll probably balloon back up. Your body just won't be able to metabolize it that fast. So that's all I got. Like I said, check out my Facebook group next week on July 4th, or probably a couple days after when I finally, put up the post. And as always, check out my show notes. I have my face group link there, and also a free consultation for 15 minutes I do on Zoom with every member of my audience, just to see if I can't point you in the right direction and get some help. Other than that, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Hey everyone, I would just like to thank each and every one of you for supporting my show. My numbers over the years have just been growing and growing on this podcast. One thing that could really help me, and something you could do as a listener, would be go onto iTunes and leave me a 5-star review. Any other podcast service like Spotify and Podchaser is also great, but iTunes is really where the magic happens for us being podcasters. Thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next episode. If you'd like a little bit of help checking out your diet and your current routine, I'd be happy to help. I always do a free 15-minute Zoom consultation for anyone, no strings attached, just to see if I can help point you in the right direction. So if you're interested, check out the show notes. The link is at the top.